Hey guys, so we are going to start our week with looking at how to set up some notes. Before we get into that though, I want to show you because this does look a little bit different. You're missing a section here. I didn't remove it, I just moved it down to the bottom. So if you need any of that information that was in that section we were working on last week, the About Me, the virtual locker, or any of this other information, it's still there. It's just at the bottom. Same thing with all the Camp Eagle information. It's all still here, but it's just at the bottom. Okay. Now, up here in Nature of Science, we still have our vocabulary cards. The brain pop from earlier this last week is still there, and so is the Legends of Learning. Now, notice this little symbol over here. This says this assignment's overdue. So if you see this little red circle with a dash through it, that means that you have an assignment that you haven't done yet that should have already been completed. Now, this particular assignment was like a bonus. So if you did not do it, that's fine. But just be aware of that symbol popping up. That way you don't wonder what it is. Okay. Now, some people have asked about setting up science notebooks. Briefly want to go over this. Since we are not in class face-to-face right now, it's kind of hard to have everyone set it up, especially if you don't have a paper notebook right now. So as a fix for that, I made a digital version. It's just a Google Doc, and it has a date column, and then a student input column, and then a teacher input column. So if you see information posted in an assignment somewhere, you can copy and paste that in the teacher area, and then you can add your notes in the middle. Okay, you can add pictures, whatever you need to for your notebook. Okay, there is also a star reference sheet that has equations you might need, formulas, Nature of Science notes, a notebook video that's available here. And then there's some slides that you can go through if you need help setting up a notebook. Okay, so there are some resources for that. So as you have time, I would definitely recommend getting started on that. That way you can organize yourself. Okay, now continuing with that organization is our Cornell Notes. Okay, Cornell Notes you should be familiar with from last year. There is a video here about how to take Cornell Notes. Okay, and then here's a setting up focus notes sheet because Cornell Notes and focus notes are a little bit different. So be sure that you check both of those out. And then it says here, practice by setting up a notes reference page in the front of your notebook. Okay. So watch the Cornell Notes video and use the Setting Up Focus Notes document as a guide for taking notes. Let's go back to home. So that is what's posted for today. Okay, they're both dated for August 24th. I'm going to pop over to the calendar here real quick. Let it load. Okay, so remember I said this one was overdue, right? It's still there from last Friday. The brain pop one, though, is crossed out, so it's been completed. So as you complete things, you'll see them crossed out in your calendar. If they're not done yet, they won't be crossed out. Okay, I'm going to try and post things on the day we start them, and then I will give information about when they're due, because to me, if I go to my calendar, I want to see when did we do this in class. So for our purposes, I kind of want to do that right now. As I get feedback from y'all, that may change, but for now, everything's going to be posted in the calendar for when we started working on it in class. I look forward to seeing y'all back in class on Monday. And I hope that everybody had a great weekend. And bring questions. We're going to start getting into more content as we progress through the end of August. Until then, goodbye.